Now your next coverage on the policy is going to be your personal property.
Okay.
Now that's going to be picture your home being picked up, shooken. That's anything that falls out. So that's going to be appliances, couches, TVs, furniture, jewelry, you name it, anything that would fall out.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another Workout Wednesday. Thank you for joining us for another week. For this week, we have a very special guest, our home services insurance partner, Dylan Leitman. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Awesome to get you on. We'll go ahead and just start in and just, if we can do the first question, just tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into insurance, and then what does a typical day in your life with insurance look like?
So I graduated college in 2016. Right when I got out of college, I started working for a custom home builder.
Okay.
So I was a purchaser, and basically I would price out material all day.
Okay.
Windows, lumber, you name it, roofs. Really narrow down the pricing for the homes. Then after that, I got into the real estate industry, and I was a realtor for 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
Worked for many different brokerages, had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
One of my good buddies was in the insurance market, and he reached out to me and was like, hey, why don't you get your insurance license? I think you'd be really good at that. So I decided to go ahead and take the insurance test, passed it, and here we are.
Awesome. Very nice. So how do you think a lot of it passes over into each other with your prior experience? Like you are able to pull knowledge from real estate and being in that home builder position, buying materials, things like that. Are you able to pull a lot of that into insurance?
Yeah, so I mean, it really does go hand in hand, because working in the real estate field as a realtor, I know how important it is to get the deal closed and timing on everything. And then also being a purchaser for the custom home builder, knowing the price of lumber and materials and finishes that the home calls out for can really help me narrow down the cost of homeowners insurance.
Absolutely, thank you. So for some of the home insurance process, why is it so important to shop for home insurance on the early side of the home buying process? Yeah,
so we always recommend to start shopping for homeowners insurance during that inspection period.
Okay.
The reason is because in Florida there's a lot of restrictions and guidelines when it comes to homeowners insurance, not only because of hurricanes. There's a lot of factors that play into the part, but once we get that 4-point inspection back, if something needs to be fixed or replaced, we can go ahead and reach back out to the seller of the property and make sure that gets done in a timely manner.
Very nice. So what kind of factors are going to affect how much someone might pay for homeowners insurance?
Yep, so basically that's going to come down to the location of the property, the finishes of the property, the material, whether it's frame, whether it's block, what type of roof. So we run something called a replacement cost estimator.
Okay.
So we will go on the property appraiser site, look at all the photos of the home and all the finishes, and we'll go in there and plug it into our RCE, and then it will come back and spit that number to us. This will be the replacement cost of the property.
I like that. Do you ever have to go on site to do that, or is it all just pulling pictures?
Very, very rarely we'll have to go on site if it's new construction and we don't have a lot of information about the property, but typically we're able to pull everything online.
Nice. So kind of explain to me some of the key differences between your base coverage and then some kind of coverage where you might have some add-ons.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but when it comes to your standard homeowners insurance policy, you have your dwelling coverage, which is going to be coverage A, and that's going to protect the actual structure of the home. So that is going to be to rebuild the home from ground up.
Gotcha.
Insurance does not cover land, so it's only going to cover the actual structure of the property. Now your next coverage on the policy is going to be your personal property.
Okay.
Now that's going to be picture your home being picked up, shooken. That's anything that falls out. So that's going to be appliances, couches, TVs, furniture, jewelry, you name it, anything that would fall out. So all your personal property, now there's two different ways to rate your personal property.
Okay.
You can rate it at replacement cost, or you can rate it at actual cash value.
Okay.
If we write the policy at actual cash value for your personal property, your premium is actually going to be lower because the insurance carrier is only going to pay out what it costs to replace that property with depreciation taken into account.
Okay.
Versus at replacement cost, they'll pay out what it costs to replace it in today's value.
I like that. That's a good way to think about it. I never thought about it's a good analogy. Picking up your house and shaking it out. I like that a lot. It's a good way to picture it. What should homeowners consider whenever they are maybe renewing or reevaluating their coverage? So maybe it could be, for example, Florida is very prone to hurricanes. So what's a situation like that?
Yeah, so typically when we're doing a reshop or someone wants to get a new policy because they believe they're paying a little too much in premium, most of the time here people will stick with their carrier for a good amount of time. During that time, a lot of clients have replaced their roof, but since they replace a roof, they're automatically thinking, hey, I'm going to get a discount because I have a newer roof on the property. What they're forgetting is they need something called a wind mitigation.
What is that?
A wind mitigation will cover all aspects of the roof. So we'll talk about how the roof is tied down.
Okay.
It will talk about the roof material. It will talk about the underlayment, and then it will also talk about opening protection, which has to do with hurricane. So are the windows hurricane impact?
Gotcha.
Is the garage door? Are all the exterior doors? Now, when you need a wind mitigation is if the home was built prior to 2001 and a new roof was put on after 2001, that's when you're going to want to get a wind mitigation.
Okay.
Because the credits will not automatically be applied to the policy unless you have that wind mitigation. Now, if your home was built after 2001, those credits will be on the policy already.
I like that. Reasons to use you, because I mean, most people probably would never think about that. Let's go to the agent side. So how can agents help set expectations around insurance timelines and costs during a transaction?
Yeah, so we're always upfront with our agents. We include them in the email to that potential client, potential buyer. Once we get all the information from the buyer and we have that 4-point and wind mitigation if needed, then we'll go ahead and start quoting. It takes us about 24 hours to get back quotes. And the way we quote is we'll quote it on personal property replacement costs and actual cash value too for that replacement cost. So that way the client can see the differences, and then we'll go ahead and explain everything to that client. But it's also good because we work hand in hand with Prosperity.
Yeah.
And it's just good to know that they can get their numbers balanced based off our premium that we're getting back for that buyer, so we can have a smooth transaction.
Yeah. So you mentioned kind of working across with Prosperity and agents. What are the most common ways that you're collaborating with other core service members or agents in our company to help make this transaction as smooth as possible?
Yeah. So the way it works the best is we'll have the agent in the email, we'll have the buyer in the email, and then we'll also have Prosperity in the email. We won't add Prosperity into that email until we actually agreed on the pricing and agreed on a set premium for that client.
Okay.
But once we have that set number, we'll include Prosperity. They'll get us all the information we need, and then we'll shoot over that evidence of insurance and the binder to Prosperity, and then they'll be set for closing.
I love that. For the final question, what is one thing that every homeowner should review in their policy, but they might often overlook it?
Yeah, so a lot of people like Florida, so a lot of people want to move to Florida, and not everyone is from Florida. They don't realize that flood insurance is not on their homeowner's insurance policy.
Okay.
So for flood insurance, it's a separate policy in the state of Florida, which people don't find that out until later. They've lived in their home, and then all of a sudden a flood happens, like think they can file a claim with their homeowner's insurance policy. Well, they're not covered. That has to be a separate policy here in the state of Florida.
Very interesting. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, so.
Where can someone go to find out? Would you recommend someone who's just in a flood zone or anybody to get flood insurance?
We always recommend that everyone has flood insurance because
you never know.
You never know, and even if you're not in a high-risk flood zone, your home can still flood.
Yes.
And when it happens, if you're not covered, it's one of the biggest investments of your life. You're like, oh, wait a minute here, now I'm going to have to pay this out of pocket. So we recommend that everyone carries flood insurance.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dylan, very much for just coming on, taking the time out of your day. It's very important to I think, explore into this side of real estate that we don't cover a lot sometimes. Hearing from our core service partners is awesome, especially whenever our company especially has all these partners that work together and collaborate so much. So it's really fun to get you all to come on and to talk a little bit more about your departments. But I will put all of Dylan's contact information where you guys can go reach out to him directly if you're looking to purchase some insurance for your home, or you're in the home buying process right now and you might have some questions for him. You will be able to find that on screen and down below. So other than that, we will see you all next time. Take care.